All right. Lesson 8, Sprites. We're going to add some new stuff. Number 1, the code below introduces 3 new blocks you haven't seen before. Create sprites, set animation, and draw sprites. Throughout this lesson, you will learn more about how these blocks work. Do this. Read the code below and try to predict what will happen on the screen. Write your prediction in the box, then press run to see what happens. All right, so we got our variable fruit, create sprite, 100, 200. So we're going to look. We got our 100. No, we don't. There we go. We got our 100. We got our 200. So the first one's going to be right there. And then we're going to move over. We've got our 300, 200. So our vegetable is going to be right here. And then we're going to click run. We've got an apple and a carrot. So our apple is right here and our carrot is right here. Optional. Come up with 1 or 2 what if statements, questions that you wonder about the code. For example, what if draw sprite was used at the top of the code instead of the bottom? You are welcome to do that now. Lesson 8, number 2. This level follows a video that you may have watched with your class. If you missed the video, you can watch it in the helps and tips tab of the level. You can go to helps and tips, and then there are some very useful tools here. Make sure you access them if you need to. Here's that video that they're talking about, but we don't need that right now. We're going to go back. Sprites. Sprites are like containers. They can hold several properties that make it easier to manage our animations and make more complex drawings. Right now, our sprites are just gray rectangle containers. By the end of this lesson, we learn how to use even more properties for sprite-like images. Do. Create a new sprite variable called sprite1. Drag, so you're gonna have to click over to your sprite box. Drag, create sprite block, and give it its variable name. Sprite1. Drag your sprite on the screen. Draw your sprite on the screen. Drag your draw sprite box over. All right, we're going to run. Now we have our sprite on the screen. Hint, sprites are drawn from their center, which means the center of the square, not the top left, is at 200, 200. So because it is a sprite, it does not matter what shape it is. It is going to go from the center. Number 3, we are going to debug. This program should create 2 new sprites, one on the left of the screen and one on the right of the screen, but it only draws one. You don't need to add any code. Just rearrange the code already present to make sure that both sprites show up like the picture to the right. Remember, order is very important. So we created this sprite and then we drew it. And then it creates this sprite, but we never drew it. So all we're going to do is we're going to drag the draw sprite down to the bottom and click run. And now we have our 2 sprites. If we had done run before we did that, then we only have our 1. Because remember, it goes directly in order of how your code is written. Number 4. This level follows a video that you may or may have not watched in your class. Don't forget, you can go to helps and tips to watch that video. Investigating sprites. Let's update the code below so different animations appear for the fruit and the vegetable sprite. How do these blocks work again? If you can't remember how those blocks work, click here and it will show you what each block is for. Update the fruit animation. Use the drop-down menu in the set animation block to select a different sprite to use. So here is our set animation box. If you look at the drop-down menu, we got apple, we got carrot, we got strawberry, we got orange, we got broccoli, and we got corn. So right now it wants our strawberry up on top and then our broccoli. So we have our fruit. We're going to change it to strawberry. And then we have our vegetable. Let's make our broccoli. All right, let's see what it looks like. All right, so right now they're side by side and we want them one on top of the other. So we're going to look at our fruit. Right now our fruit is at 100, 200. We want to move it up here, so we're going to set it to 200, 100. So we're going to reverse them. All right, and then let's run it. Because remember, you can run it as many times as you want. And then we're going to move back down to our broccoli, and let's put it right here at 200, 250. You might put yours a little lower. But here we go. We've now got our strawberry on top and our broccoli on the bottom. Sprites. Let's use our new sprite blocks to create a student sprite. Once again, it gives you the name of those blocks. Create a sprite variable called student. So we need to create a sprite variable and we are going to name it student. Drag out a create sprite 200, change the name to student. Set the animation. Drag out the set animation block. Change the first part of the block to be the same name as the variable above. Remember, you need all capitalization and spelling exactly the same. Use the down drop menu to select different sprites to use as a student. So you've got your animation 1, which is not going to draw yet because we don't have our draw yet, but we have different animation here. Let's try Kim. Drag your draw sprite. So make sure you go to world and we're going to drag our draw sprite right there. Reset and run. And this is a Kim. Now you can, it's asking you to do 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. It's going to be the same. If we move our code, as long as it is in the same order, we're still going to get Kim. So we can do Kim. Let's change it to Jim. All right. So you've got several characters to choose from. Pick who you like.